All right, hey everybody, I'm about to shiplap my parents' wall to add a little accent to this 60-year-old home. I'll show some pictures of before and after and a few of the things and the steps along the way. Hope this helps. Good luck with your own projects. So depending on if you want to save the molding, you're gonna want to go about this in a delicate way. Trying to get a good angle. Just splitting it right down the middle. I'm not trying to mess with this side over here because I'm just doing this wall over here. Just a little bit at a time, easing its way out. As you see, I've worked it out a little bit further. I'm not trying to salvage this stuff, so I'm not too worried about it breaking. But I eased it off the wall enough to where I can start pulling now. See the nails starting to come out. I'll come back for the rest. There we go. And the point of getting the molding off first is this old paneling should come right off because that's what was almost holding it in place. As you can see here. There we go. Coming right off. Now I'm going to start getting the crown molding just the same way that I did the floor. Starting to get the crown molding off a little at a time. I'm about to start pulling from there. Just got a little step ladder out. Same technique. Just trying to separate it from the wall and the ceiling without damaging the ceiling. This off in mostly one piece in case when we do add the new trim over here, we take a little too much off of, off of anything, then we'll have some to replace it with. Same with the bottom. Got this little piece saved. One of the panels came right off in a clean sheet. Now I'm about to get underneath this one and see if I can get this one off and try to avoid messing with this. Hopefully I won't have to turn off the electrical power, but that may be the case to get around that so I don't have to touch anything. This looks really old, like it could shock me if I had to grab it on the outside. So, okay, so this is weird. It's not mounted to a stud. Like I expected, it's running and hooked right into the paneling, so I'm going to break off this part of the paneling, see if I can slide it out this way. Got this rubber glove on. So it's been about 30 minutes. Got the trim and all the paneling off. Got that electrical outlet just hanging right here. Got the TV cable right there. Got it piped who knows where there. And now I'm going to start measuring and cutting the 12-foot shiplap boards I got. So from the paneling, there's still a few finishing nails stuck in there. I'm just pulling those out with a hammer, like so. Just like that. Now I'm hammering in the nails from the other side of paneling just to make sure they're flush so that when I put the shiplap up, there won't be anything impeding it all the way across. Now I'm trimming down the side paneling on one side. It was stuck out further than the other, so I'm taking this little hand saw and just going down like so and just basically shaving it down as close as I can to that stud. So right above the vent, there was this stud that was just free floating, and I'm adding another 2x4 cut to size just to keep it stable because I'm gonna need to nail the shiplap into this board. Just taking a saw to this excess molding, hand saw, just right there, putting in the groove, coming back every single time. Actually, I thought I'd take a chisel in here and see if I can just go straight down with it. Alright, now as soon as I cut the shiplap, I'm going to be able to lay it down starting on the bottom. Lay it flat. I don't want it to go all the way down, so I've got these, 1/2-inch plywood pieces just to elevate it all the same height all the way across, so that it's even. So now I'm about to take some 1 5/8 inch finishing screws here from Home Depot, and I'm going to take them into the same studs every single time through this part right here. Okay, that'll be what it hangs on, and then we'll come back and do something through the body of it. So as I'm nailing these into the studs, I'm checking this guy to see if it's level all the time. So it turns out that this pipe sticks out at these two things right here. So I'm having to notch the wood with a chisel just to get it to fit right. So we just killed the power to the entire house, and now we are putting a new face on the junction box. Bought a new one of these guys, and we're just kind of working with the old one because the new style mount to the stud is actually too wide for this section, and it would stick out. It would stick out even further than the wall we're putting in, so we can't use it. And so we're now just modifying this. So on the corners, I do not have to make them all exact because I'm going to cover them up with trim that's going to fit over both sides. Now I'm drilling holes so that I can then use the Sawzall to slide in and then cut out the outlet size. And then right next to it, I'm going to drill a hole for the TV cable. So just hooked up the TV cable and the socket. Got it all right there by the hardest. Just took a sheet of metal from Home Depot and cut it out with some wire cutters into this shape here so that it can fit over here. We're going to end up spray painting it. The fan will suck it on right now, but it'll end up fitting in there, and we'll spray paint it white so you can't really see the filter behind it. Keep on chugging with the wall. I started, instead of cutting them on the table saw, just bringing in whole 12-foot boards and sawing them off by hand since I can cover up the ends. Got the wall completely done top to bottom. Now I'm going to start working on the trim, and got a few 3-inch wide 8-foot planks and a few 4-inch wide 12-foot planks. I'm going to start measuring and cutting. So I forgot to film this part, but on the bottom of each of these shiplap pieces, so we've only attached them at the top, the bottom of each of these underneath where I started mounting the trim, I went ahead and nailed in about right here on each one of them above the tongue of the next one, and just nailed down the bottoms of each so it would flatten them out. And then I came in and nailed a few nails into here, front side of the trim, and then just cut bottom trim. It's a little bit thicker, and then I'm going to cut some trim around the corner as well, and then I'll put some more nails into here once I put the trim around the corner. Chopping away at a gap in the floor molding